Holy shit. Boy, when I told you this Nolan Xavier Wells shit was gonna get messy, y'all thought I was kidding. Well, baby, it just got fucking messy, you heard me. First of all, I personally don't think this thing is going the way Bent Crump thought it was gonna go. So now he's already backpedaling on a whole bunch of the hype he started out with. Now take a look at this shit. See, this right here is the GPS start and stop point from where the boat that these boys went on. This is basically what happened. They left the house here, right? This is when they got to the island. Then they stayed there, during that whole time. They left without Nolan, is what they said. They left without Nolan, as the friend said. This is when they arrived back, or this is when they left land. They got to land here, right? Now, yeah, this is where the boat launch and pickup spot is. Now, this is the 4th of July, remember. Everybody who has a boat is right here. Annoyed little teenage kids with a boat that's having problem. They probably thought, we're not gonna wait right here while the boat's sinking. Let's go somewhere else and come back. So they did. They left and then they came back. So the moral of this story is this is showing, or this is adding up to what the kids said or Nolan's friend said. And on top of that, the DA is now saying, yeah, we're gonna just send this off to the grand jury and we'll figure shit out. But boy, oh boy, this is where shit knocked my brain loose. This hill, probably with the advice of this.
Yes, this case has drawn national attention, racial speculations online, and involvement from figures like Al Sharpton and Ben Crumb's. Authorities emphasize focusing on verified evidence over social media rumors. The investigation remains open. No charges or confirmed cause yet. For the absolute letters, I see a lot of people putting out videos talking about the GPS and what the FBI is currently doing about this whole case. Like I said, I don't like saying social media rumors when something like this is happening, but some are already drawing conclusion on this case. I've been putting out videos on this topic now for days. I don't know if you've been seeing this. Take a look at this video.
Okay, so we have a really important update in the case of Nolan Wells, and that is the boat GPS data from the day that Nolan Wells went missing. Now, before I do a breakdown of the data, I have two really important questions. One is, who is the actual owner of the boat? So who was the person that gave them the boat? And then who had the relationship with the owner of the boat to get the boat? And I'll explain why those are my questions later. So let's take a moment to address this new dispatch audio that was put out and to talk about what the FBI says they're focusing their attention on while helping Mississippi officials. Number one in this audio, am I bugging or is it not the whole audio? Why do they keep clipping it?
We're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. We're sinking. Can y'all please come?
And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
You can clearly hear that there was more that somebody was saying at the beginning of the call before they clipped it to start talking to play the second part of the call. But why not just play the entire call through if you got the dispatch audio? The other thing I want to point out is that people keep saying that Ashley Cole, the judge, said in her statement that they left the island when the boat started malfunctioning. That is not what she said. What she said was they left Horn Island at around 4:30 when the boat started malfunctioning. Now, obviously, she's a judge, so she knew to say around, even though you could have easily went into anybody's phone who made the call for help and seen the exact timestamp because you know that that would be valuable information. But also, why do y'all keep telling us about the call, but not telling us what time the dispatch call came in? All those records should be available. And the last thing is the FBI said that they're assisting with the investigation, but they're focused on the interstate threats that are coming into individuals who they don't want to reveal the identity of, aka the young men. That is what y'all are focused on in this situation? I keep trying to tell people that this lady is a judge. She knows how to get certain evidence out and the timing of getting certain evidence out. This could have all come out last week when they thought he was just missing. Why are we getting all of this information now, and why are y'all breadcrumbing us?
Yes, if you take a look at the whole case, you realize a lot of people are pouring out informations that are not actually accurate. And this is actually a call for concern. When something like this is happening, it is to allow the authorities to actually get into all the details, not the rumors. I understand people have the right to question everything, but at some point, it is extremely dangerous to see what I constantly see on my timeline on social media. If you take a look at these, authorities treat the call as consistent with a mechanical issue and no immediate crime. The investigation view it as supportive of the friend's timeline rather than incriminating. No foreplay found yet, but everything is under review with result heading to a grand jury. This element fuel much of the online speculation because it provides concrete audio timing data that people are certain for mismatches. The full picture depends on pending autopsies, full digital forensic, and more witness statement. The case remains active.
Everything is so heavy. Everything is so heavy. Just been going through the motions. You know, I'm a healthcare provider, so I talk about grief a lot. Now to be on the other side of this is it's a lot.
They kept his phone and didn't give it to his parents.
And we're still awaiting autopsy results, and this is not currently being investigated as a homicide, but there's a lot of reason, I think, to suspect foul play, because this is, when they say he was left on an island, this isn't like Grand Cayman. This is literally like a sandbar. There's no running water. Nobody would willingly stay back without a cell phone, not knowing if they had a way to get back.
You would have known he wasn't there because he wasn't there on the boat back.
When you went back.
When you went back. And if he's the only black kid, you know he's missing.
Yes, if you take a look at the latest updates that I'm seeing on social media, Wiz parents met with the district attorney and are now prepared to provide Nolan's cell phone to investigators. They have also raised concern about possible deleted messages and discrepancies in location data from apps such as Live 360. At this time, authorities have stated they do not suspect foul play. Nolan's funeral is scheduled for Monday. Investigators continue to ask anyone with information to come forward as they work toward a complete understanding of what happened. I believe this is the right thing to do than to continue to speculate, pour out some kind of crazy information on social media about the whole thing. If you take a look at what The View actually said the other day, everything about these people always revolve around race, and to me, that is extremely concerning. Any person saying this is part of the problem that we have. I don't want to make the video long. I just wanted you to see this update. I've been putting out videos now on this topic for almost 4 days, though a lot of people don't actually understand exactly what is happening. Please, the short clips you see at the end, that is what I take good time. You can always skip it.
Serious or more serious.
Okay.
Jacob Sobroff. We're live on This man just disgusts me.
And of that UFC fight, because to me, that does not celebrate America's 250th anniversary.
Monday night gave the president and his acolytes an opportunity where the gladiator's God was praised for his
80th birthday.
When you come for the rest.
6-1 underdog. How good does this feel?
Never do this again.
Went under to jurors, but it was shown.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. So with all eyes on California, you can see exactly what's happening.
It was on here in the Golden State.
In 39 days, we will know.
In front of people. And so this is my life.
You're talking about qualification.
Odysseus.
Telemachus.
Penelope.
Antinous.
Odysseus.
Athena.
Telemachus.
This clip of Elliot Page is going to be what takes the Odyssey movie. It's supposed to be a warrior, right? A warrior, a big, strong warrior. Look how Elliot Page is running.